Abhilash, and I'm here in the Hub Culture Pavilion in Davos at the World Economic Forum. Really pleased to be joined by Jim Cuno, President and CEO of the J. Paul Getty Trust. Thanks for coming along.
Great pleasure, thank you.
So you're digitizing everything at the J. Paul Getty. Tell me a little bit about that project.
Yeah, we have a responsibility to make available our assets, whether in person, in the flesh, while one is visiting the Getty Center itself, the museum, the Research Institute, the Conservation Institute, the Foundation, but also from distant locations, so that because we work in many countries around the world, on every continent around the world, so the people with whom we work need to have access to our materials from distant locations as well as locally. And our collections range from the conventional works of art in our museum, books in our library, but also to the eccentric special archives that we have in the research library, or professional materials that are conservators who are training conservators and also research scientists working at the Getty Center. So our obligation is we do this work not for ourselves, we do this work for others. And so how can we get this work out there? That's the big opportunity, the big challenge that we face. So that means we're just digitizing like crazy. And we're digitizing things, we're digitizing books, and we're making books available that people can download onto their laptop, and they're word searchable documents, and so they can create their own virtual library. Incredible.
So what examples of collaboration do you have as a result of this?
Well, I would say two primary ones. One of them has to do with an ambition that we have to create a massive virtual library of all art historical texts before 1921, when the copyright law goes into effect in the United States in any case. And this is something called the Getty Research Portal, and there are about 12 to 14 libraries now working collaboratively on this, to digitizing in their own libraries those texts, making them available to the portal so that students, faculty, interested persons can access these texts through the portal by a search. So if you searched for Leonardo, you'd find every book, well eventually you'll find every book featuring Leonardo in some significant way in every one of these 14 libraries. There are now about 50,000 books that have been digitized. But as I said, the benefit is not just that. So you can search, rather than going from one library catalog to the next, you go to the portal and you get all of them simultaneously. But you get to download them and you carry them on your laptop, bring them to Davos if you want. And then you can also word search them. So you can search for Leonardo in the texts and things. The other aspect of that, which is extremely important, is something we call the Getty vocabularies. Because Leonardo is Leonardo in English, but there'll be different ways to spell Leonardo, and people will access it differently. So if you can find links to link that data, so that if you search for Leonardo, you'd get every alternative spelling of Leonardo. So you don't have to go serially by language, by language, by language. You can do that simultaneously. So I think that's made a big difference and is making a big difference. And another one, which has to do with teaching. So if that's available for people who want to read or to research, the other has to do with teaching. And the teaching is something that's called the Getty Scholars Workspace, which is 4 different faculties, or faculty members in 4 different universities in different corners of the globe are jointly teaching, or will soon be jointly teaching, a seminar on the great late 19th, early 20th century art historian, kind of a founder of the discipline, named Heinrich Böflin, on seminal text that he wrote. And they can jointly at this space post their papers, post their notes. Faculty and students jointly can do this, and they can read each other's notes and text and things, and they can critique them simultaneously and communicate through this workspace. So the web has the potential not only to disseminate broadly all this information, but bring people together in collaboration. And so that's what we're trying to explore.
So there's very obvious reasons to digitize the art, but what about the aura of the object? What about seeing the art in person too?
Nothing can replace it. So this is a way to amplify that experience. It's to attract people to it, but then it's to amplify it. And what we can do is provide information for people while they're there in front of the object, but then we can provide them information prior to their coming, so they come more informed, and we can provide them information after they've left so they can carry that experience back with them, because the experience of looking at the work of art is only an introduction to the power of the image. The image then has a history, which is amplified by texts that are associated with it. So and people are curating their own experiences. You know, the great thing about museums, unlike universities, is that we don't test people on arrival.
Right.
Anybody can come. We don't test them on departure. So, but we can provide them informed access to works of art. And then what they can do is take that informed access and they can test it on their own when they go home, and create their own experiences out of that. And then they can come back to us for more information if they need and want to. But it's really giving them agency. And respecting their own individual agency as actors who wish to engage with works of art.
Are you experimenting at all with augmented reality? So you can see these things through 3D glasses, or?
No.
Not yet?
Not yet, I know. But you know, there's one great challenge of this, I mean, because in this digitized world, which is predominantly character-based, so there's character recognition, so you can map all kinds of relationships between words. But images are tough. Image recognition is difficult. I mean, maybe the FBI can do it to determine whether you or I are a nefarious character, but you can't really build up deep databases of visual information and then search it visually. So we still have a big hurdle to overcome. In the place of that big hurdle are individual works of art. And so we offer that opportunity for people to come to the museum or come to the Research Institute.
No, it's one of my favorites. I'll never forget driving across LA to go see the Munich Starry Night on a sort of repeated basis. So.
Oh, great. Well, we're happy. Come on back.
Absolutely. Jim, thanks so much for stopping by the Hub Culture Pavilion here in Davos, and I'm Edie Lash.
Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you.